heritage?
First of all, Jai Sri Ram, Jai Hind. Pranam to David Frawley ji, whom I really respect. Two submissions. One, India has a great idea of Rama Rajya. And that Rama Rajya idea was given by none other than our father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, because he knew in the reg of Hindustan, or in the DNA or the soul of India, lies Ram, Sri Ram, and Sri Ram, Ramayana and Mahabharata. Sri Ram and Sri Krishna has been the bedrocks of Indian civilization and civilizational ethos. So Sri Ram needs to be celebrated. And as you rightly said earlier, there need not be any shyness regarding claiming the identity of a Hindu or a Sanatana Dharmi. We Hindus and also Indians are proud of the fact that Sri Ram is a great cultural icon and is celebrated across the world. That's the reason why even people like Allama Muhammad Iqbal called Sri Ram the spiritual leader of India. Even the largest Muslim nation in the world, Indonesia, celebrates Ram because Ram is such a cultural icon who can be acceptable to anyone and who should be celebrated by everyone. And Sri Ram, right now we have lost Sri Ram and Ayodhya for centuries because of British rule, because of oppression, because of foreign invasion. Now we have reclaimed it. Honorable Supreme Court, Indian government, Indian people have all come together. We have reclaimed Ayodhya. We should celebrate it. And Sri Ram and Ramayana is the foundational ethos of India, Indian family system. All the core prototypes, all the collective unconscious is being formed by Sri Ram, Lakshman, Sita. And please remember, even in our constitution, which we consider equal to a sacred book, we have in the fundamental rights page Sri Ram's, Lakshman and Sita being illustrated in the first copy of the Indian Constitution. So our constitutional makers celebrated, our saints celebrated it, our cultural markers celebrated it. And the place where I am coming from, Kerala, South India, and Shabarimala, even the name Shabarimala came from Shabari, who is a Vanavasi or a tribal devotee of Sri Ram. So if you look across India, you can see some or the other reflection of Sri Ram in one way or the other. So Sri Ram is such a unifying figure, a person who is respectable, acceptable to all, a person who was ready to make sacrifice for his family. He was ready to throw away his kingdom because he loved his father and he wanted to uphold dharma. That's the reason why in Sri Ram we call Ramo Vigrahavan Dharma. That means Sri Ram is an idol of what is called dharma, righteousness. Right. There is no equal word for dharma in English. So Sri Ram should be celebrated, and it's a great moment of pride for all Hindus and Indians.
Absolutely. Let me quickly go back to Mr. Frawley. And given your vast knowledge when it comes to Vedic texts, I want to understand from you, why is it that people are drawn towards Lord Ram? And why is it that today, on this occasion, when we are talking to people, religion has taken a back seat and everybody is talking about dharma?
Yes, well, it's very important to understand that in the Vedic view, religion is dharma, it's yoga, it's sadhana. It's based on karma yoga, which is service for all living beings, and raising dharma, following dharma, establishing dharma everywhere. And Ramayana is the most told story through the centuries throughout the world. It's the foundation of Indian poetry, music, dance. It extends to yoga texts like the Yoga Vasishta. The whole foundation of the Bharatiya Sanskriti, Indian civilization, is there in Ramayana, in the figure of Sri Ram, but also in the figure of Ma Sita, and of course also in Hanuman. And these great devatas are alive. They're everywhere in Ayodhya. They're moving out to the world as a whole. And India, by reclaiming Sri Ram and Ayodhya, is also reclaiming its true cultural, civilizational, spiritual, yogic, global, and even universal independence, bringing that sense of Sri Ram as the self, the Atman, the unity of all, service for all, seva for all, and yet maintaining dignity, compassion, learning, and developing a society and a world culture that is based upon dharma, not just as rules and regulations, but living in harmony and inspiring all seva and sacrifice to raise, to transform, and again, that is what the world needs today. We need a new Ram Rajya, and here it is in Bharat awakening again, and it will expand as it is today for generations to come and help us bring a new, higher consciousness in humanity as a whole. Jai Shri Ram.
Well, Mr. Frawley, when you talk about the spiritual awakening, when you talk about Ram Rajya, when you talk about India reclaiming Ram Rajya, Ram, and restoring the glory of Lord Ram and the Ram Janmabhoomi temple, it's often interpreted as Hindu assertion. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, first of all, Hinduism is Sanatana Dharma, which means it needs to be shared with all. It is a sharing, not simply an assertion, but it is also a matter of pride, a matter of worship, a matter of devotion, and one that needs to be shown as the great celebration, the great art, the great philosophy that it is. It's not a matter of, you might say, a deprecating pride, but a sharing of a pride in our own spiritual nature, the self, in all Sri Ram, for all Hanuman. Everywhere, of course, it's hard for some people to understand. There's been the attempt to suppress the Bharatiya culture for many centuries from many points of view. And it's a very complex universal culture that cannot be restricted by the terminology and simply the desires of other countries, cultures, religions. We must all come together, and Sri Ram shows how to do that for all of nature, for every aspect of the human being, and the model Sri Ram is of karma yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, the ideal ruler.
If we follow that path shown to us by Lord Ram, perhaps only then we can talk about Ram Raj in its truest sense. Please stay on with us, Mr. Frawley and Rahul Ishwar. We're now joined by Arun Yogiraj, the sculptor who carved the idol of Ram Lalla. Thank you very much for joining us on the broadcast. What are your first thoughts today on the occasion of Dhwajarohan, the completion of the entire temple complex?
Thank you for inviting here. I feel this is a religious announcement for the devotees of Ram around the world. I think 2 years back, after the completion of Garbhagudi, the main deity of Ram Lalla was Pratishthapan by our Prime Minister. Today, it's a symbolic of completion of the Ram Mandir. It's a great privileged time where we cherish and we remember for the rest of our life. I believe this is also a continuity of our culture, where we are, from so many centuries, we are building the temple. And this century, I think this is one of the biggest temples contributed, created. So I feel this is the continuity of our culture, and with a lot of artistic discipline and spiritual devotion, thousands of artisans, give their skills and love towards the creation of this beautiful mandir.
Giraj, let me ask you, do you recall the period when you were sculpting Lord Ram Lalla's idol, and did you experience divine guidance during that process? Please do share with us.
Yes, it was a very, what can I say? It's a very, very spiritual time for me at that moment, and I think this is the first time the whole nation will be seeing the Ram in the child form, and I think this is one of the greatest opportunity for a sculptor. Before starting the sculpting, so we were taken to a big room near Rama Janmabhoomi, where there is a lot of cotton box was kept, and I felt why they brought us here. So one of the trust members said that, Arun, this is the Supreme Court file judgment, Supreme Court judgment files. This is the amount of struggle we have gone through, and you are the person who got the opportunity. Not only me, three of the artists who got the opportunity to create the Ram Lalla. So the day one starts with a lot of responsibility. At the same time, it's a spiritual journey. I felt, because as a human being, if we create, it may reach 100 or 200 people, but if it is reaching millions of billions of people, I think that is all his blessings. So when we started carving, we considered a lot of things before starting it. One is what our Shilpa Shastra says regarding the child form of Ram, and what is the geometrical measurement. And also, we have one more procedure called Kilapanjara Rachane, where we find the Nabi of the stone. Then we start the sculpting. And also, at the time of sculpting, we followed all the rituals, like doing puja for stone, both morning and evening, the whole day. The kankan was binded to the main sculptor of the idol. So we just consider every aspect while sculpting the Ram Lalla Murti.
Right. Arun, as we speak, we're getting visuals of the Prime Minister's roadshow. We're also getting some images of the Prime Minister being welcomed. Let's continue our conversation, Arun. Tell me, what was the most challenging aspect while you were carving the Ram Lalla idol, the most intense time during the entire process?
Of course, the most challenging point is the carving of the face. Because we know, even though with the big temples, everyone wishes to see the main deity of Ayodhya. So ultimately, they want to get connected with Ram Lalla. So that is the main challenging point for us, because in stone, we have only one chance to sculpt whatever we want to sculpt. But it was very, very scary moment for me, because I was so afraid. My hands were shaking when I started sculpting the face, because I don't know what to sculpt. I waited for nearly 8 months to know what should I sculpt. But at the time of Deepavali, I saw some children celebrating Deepavali with the lamb. From the light of the lamb, I saw children's divinity in the children, child's face. And that day I decided to sculpt, and I think it was over in 2 hours. So I waited nearly 6 to 8 months to get some energy from somewhere else. I think on that Deepavali time, I find what need to be, I know what need to be done. So I think he guided me on that day. That is the most challenging part.
When the devotees look at the Lord's face, some of them notice the eyes, some of them notice a smile, but a lot of them say that the Lord's face changed from what they saw before Prana Pratishtha and what they saw after Prana Pratishtha. Did you also see the idol changing? Did you see any change in the idol that you carved and the one that we see now after the Prana Pratishtha?
No, yes, actually, even I'm the first person who felt that. At the time, after the Prana Pratishthapan, I spent time at the Garbhagriha. So it's nearly early morning, 3 to 4 a.m. I felt it is not my idol. And I shared this with one of my teammates at that moment. So there are a lot of reasons. Maybe the importance of the place where he stands now, and also our Vidhi Vidhanam, according to the Agama Shastra, the Pratishthapan was done, and also the Alankaram. All these things matters, and definitely at the same time, if you see, and I discussed with our Guruji that I felt this is not my idol. Why is the reason? And he told me, Arun, the only one reason is you are not the owner of that. You are just a tool. So we get it and don't ever think that you sculpted it. You are just a tool. It happened through you.
Absolutely. Arun, please stay on with us. I'm requesting Mr. Frawley and Rahul Ishwar to stay on with us as well. The coverage continues. We have to take a very quick break, but there are visuals coming in of the roadshow of the Prime Minister heading towards the Ram Temple. That and a lot more on the other side. Stay tuned to Times Now.